Today we're going to make my great-grandmother's old-fashioned peanut butter cookies. They are a crisp peanut butter cookie that has brown sugar in the batter. They are the ones that have that beautiful cross in the top, and they're crispy and they just melt in your mouth, and they're just so addicting, you just can't stop. If you're enjoying this video, be sure to hit the subscribe button below and click the bell icon to be notified every time I post a new and delicious recipe. Let's get into it. So, super easy cookies. We're gonna go ahead and just start with by putting our butter in the stand mixer. It is softened, actually softened. I'm like on a roll recently. And then pop that bowl in the, oof, okay. And then before we start this, because everything is the appropriate temperature, we are just gonna whisk together our dry ingredients. So go ahead and grab yourself a little whisk. I've got AP flour here, baking soda, and kosher salt. Boom. Just give those a little whisk, just distribute that baking soda, break up any lumps that you see. Cool. Done. We can start adding our sugar. So I've got in my bowl, I've got my butter. I'm gonna add my granulated sugar, and then light brown sugar. Boop. So then I'm gonna go ahead and get that mixed. And we are going to cream this, so it's going to be nice and light and fluffy. It's going to be a little darker and a little harder to tell because of the light brown sugar, but it's still going to be, you know, it's going to look lightened. It's made of paste, so we're going to let it kind of cream just a second more, just get a little lighter. Meanwhile, I'm going to crack my egg into this bowl that the sugar used to be in. I don't like to crack my egg straight in there, so like fishing out shells. Go ahead and get this scraped down. Alright. Getting a little lighter in there. It's starting to kind of, you know, break apart from the mass, the herd, if you will. So I'm going to go ahead and add my egg. Beat that in really nicely. Scrape down the sides. Now I am making a half recipe from what is written on my blog. These are my great-grandmother's recipe, and she made a lot at a time. Bring that in really well, add your vanilla. Lovely. So it's nice and silky smooth and beautiful in there, and we are going to go ahead and add our peanut butter. I always cook with Jif because I like the flavor and texture best, but you do you, and no, they do not sponsor me, but I'm open to it. All right, just go ahead and get this in there on low. You don't want to like get crazy with it. Medium, low. Okay, let's scrape that down. Is there anything better than a peanut butter cookie? Maybe a peanut butter chocolate chip cookie. Alright. Okay. One more spin about. Alright. Now we're going to reduce that to low, and we're going to add our flour. You want to add a bit at a time, letting the last round kind of almost incorporate before you add the next round. You don't want to overwhelm the dough with the flour, or, you know, it's going to have to work harder to get in there, and you're going to get tough cookies. Last bit. Gonna get it scraped down. One more quick spin, just to, yep, and that's it. You know what the best thing about these, other than that they're my great-grandmother's, is that you don't have to chill the batter. No, these are make and bake. Yes. Now, we do need a bit more sugar. We are going to dip the tines of our fork in sugar, because these are like those old school, old-fashioned ones, and that's how you get that beautiful crisscross that's also like glistening with sugar. I know. Now, we are going to take parchment paper, we'll line this. We are going to get a scoop. You can use a teaspoon, not like the actual measuring cup, but an actual spoon that's a small spoon, because a teaspoon is just a little too small. A teaspoon measure. So we're going to use a scoop. I believe that this one is, you know, kind of I feel good about that. And you want them to be about 2 inches apart because they do spread. And we're just gonna scoop, scoop, scoop. Okay, now you'll continue on with the rest of your dough on other baking sheets. This makes about 48 cookies. So, get a fork. You're gonna dip your tines, and then you're going to crisscross. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you feel like you were gonna not? Okay. Doop. Now I'm not stressing out about the little bit of extra sugar that's gotten on my baking sheet because that never hurt anyone. Oh. Oh, he decided to do his own thing. That's fine. All right, so I'm gonna set this aside. I'm gonna do the rest of my cookies later. So I have preheated my oven to 350 degrees, regular, not convection. You could do 325 convection if you like. And I'm gonna pop these in, and they're gonna bake for about 10 minutes. You want them to be a nice golden brown. You want them to look kind of matte, because these are crunchy cookies, so you don't wanna underbake them. I mean, you could. Like, I'm never gonna argue with a soft, chewy cookie, but these are intended to be crisp. So, pop them in. And they're out. They baked about 12 minutes. I wanted to make sure that they got nice and golden brown and they're on the outside and a little bit of color on the top. And that way you know that they're gonna be crispy when they cool. Speaking of cooling, we have to let them cool, I know. The good thing is they're small, so they should cool fast. But yeah, we're gonna let them cool and then we're gonna eat them, possibly all. It's time to try. Yes, our cookies have cooled at an exponentially fast rate, and I'm very proud of them. And I am so excited to dig into these cookies. I haven't had them in so long. Needless to say, my great-grandmother has passed away, long since passed away. And I'm really excited. So let's get in there. Let's do it. You can hear that crunch? It's somehow like it just melts in your mouth. It's crunchy, but it also just like dissolves. And there's this wonderful peanut butter flavor with that light brown sugar, and the extra sugar on top like is like crystallized, and so it's like really crunchy. It's just so, it's so wonderful, like wonderfully old-fashioned.